This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Sasha Glasgow, Super Shot Specialist, joins us now. And geez, Sasha's been interesting the last month in particular, winning, just the one game and losing three. And they've all been so close, other than the blowout against Adelaide.
I know, so just the 1 point for the 4 games for us this season, and then obviously had the big win against the Firebirds. So yeah, for us it's a little bit disappointing that we haven't been able to get over the line. I think it's been like the last 20 seconds for all of our games.
Let's focus on the positives, because that big win against the Firebirds, it was a record high score.
A record amount of super shots by one person in particular. Who might that be?
Who's leading the super shots across the league? Is that you? Would that be you?
Yes, that might be me.
Do you get a special super shot prize at the end of the year? Because
it's a good question.
Is there like a super shot prize for the best super shotter?
I don't think so. I think it's just like the leaderboard.
I feel like it should be like a vehicle.
Oh,
because in the NBA you have best, the 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Best two-pointer.
Very similar.
And no wonder you're like shooting amazingly, because I just saw you play darts before, and I think that you have got the strongest wrists I've ever seen of anyone. Normally when you do darts, right,
yes, it's an arm action.
It's an arm action, and like
yours was like fingertip action, and
sort of put it
flew towards the board.
Your arm sort of went in front of your boobs, and then you just flicked your wrist, and that was like a torpedo, Shaun, a torpedo into the dartboard.
Oh, I love the way
So,
you
mate,
describe it.
I
love the way you describe it.
Is that a shooting thing? Because it's all in the wrist at the end, isn't
I'd say
it?
it's all in the little flick that you have at the end. It gives you that
See,
nice spin.
my people
So
don't have the
it's
strongest
power.
of wrists. We struggle just to keep them up.
Saj, I was at the match a couple of weeks ago when the FIFA took on the Swifts. You weren't there.
Yes, unfortunately tested positive to COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
There were 2 of you that week, weren't there?
How many times you've had it?
I've had it 3 times.
Yeah.
3, the
Yeah.
Times my
trifecta.
lady.
Are you just pashing everybody? What's happening? Why are you getting COVID all the time?
Dirty
I don't
girl.
know. Yeah, so Jess and I think we're connected
Jess
at the
Anstis,
hip.
yeah.
So she got it the first time last year, and then I got it a few days later. And then the same thing this year. I was like, we just, want to go out in fashion together. But
Yeah.
it was nice. We actually watched the game together, and we were both like chucking popcorn at the TV,
Yeah.
turn it off, like
You know
at
what?
half time, walked away. I was like, I'm a sore loser.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Not a
I
nice
like that.
person.
Yeah, it was a tough first half of that match. And then Nat Medhurst, the old stager, came on in your position.
Yeah.
It was just like she hadn't played for like 1,300 days or something at 39 with 2 little kids. Extraordinary effort.
Crazy.
Gee, she's got some speed.
I know, and like an amazing athlete. Like I look
Yes.
at her and I just struggle to comprehend that she is 39.
Yeah.
I mention her age too many times. She'll be like, shh.
Yeah,
But,
sorry, Nat.
Yeah.
That's the same age as the old woman that threw the necklace off the Titanic, isn't it? 39. In the sporting world,
sporting world.
that is
Angela Lansbury.
She's Jessica Tandy.
I know, Nat is an incredible athlete. Like, honestly, 2 kids as well, to come back,
Yeah.
have them in the crowd, have her husband, Sam. It was just, full circle moment for her. So I was
Yeah,
really
amazing.
happy that
Her adult children who are 63 and 64.
They've just moved into their nursing home.
Hey, Sash, we mentioned the tight games in the last month or so
Yeah,
in
it's too
particular, but the
much.
season started that way as well. So there's been, for the most part of the season, you haven't really blown teams away, and, minutes in games can really, really affect the outcome. The ebbs and flows, it's been quite amazing that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Like our first 2 games, we clipped the Vixens and the
Yes.
Giants by 1. And I think there's only been like a few games of ours where we've obviously beat the Firebirds by 34, the Magpies by 27. But apart from that, like a lot of single-digit games. And it's not just us as well. Like it's
That's
all through
horrible.
the
That's horrible
league.
for the nerves.
Heartstopper for everyone. I think, I've got a couple of messages from my mum being like, I can't handle this anymore. I can't do it. Like, you've got to give it up or extend these leads, seriously.
What's going wrong when you're losing momentum at times? Because,
I think it's just multiple mistakes. Like, I think for us, it's taking individual accountability of what we can do in the moment. And it's tough going away and probably losing on the road as well, because they've got so much momentum behind them with the crowd as well. They had a full sellout crowd. There's, obviously no excuses for us as well. Like, we needed to be better as a team. Probably lacked a little bit of a skill and playing with our fever grit, as we call it. So, yeah, just making a few uncharacteristic errors for us, which, punished us in the end. It's a tough game as well. The super shot as well, like you have a 9-point lead like we've had at times, and the super shot can just like sting you in the
it eats it up very quickly,
you
doesn't
really
it?
need to unleash your secret little powerful dart wrists, don't you? Pull them into the game.
I know.
No one had seen a little flick going, and next minute the ball's in Asia.
Now, there's another out this week because Verity Simmons has tested positive to COVID now, I believe.
Yeah, she was out for the game on the weekend against Thunderbirds, but lucky for us, she'll be back.
Oh, she's
this
back
week.
for this one? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Can you get her to cough on something for me? I haven't had it yet. And
At all?
No. And you talking about having your little, watching TV and all that sort of stuff. That's a romanticised version of COVID that I've got in my head.
Yes.
I'm going to have a great time on the couch.
COVID holiday.
Yeah, I haven't had it. Yet. So if you can bring some in, that'd be great. Just pop it in a jar.
You'll end up in hospital on a
I know.
ventilator.
As I said, I'll either never get it or I'll die from it. It's either way. So maybe I shouldn't. I should keep the jar. It's fine.
Keep running the gauntlet, you're fine.
Yeah, living's pretty good.
Hey, Sash, what do you make of Collingwood not being around next year? I know that they'll replace him with another team, right? There's a lot of people putting their hand up. But from a player's point of view, is it stinks the way things are going at the moment?
Yeah, it's tough not to, feel a lot of sadness for those girls as well. Like, you couldn't imagine being in their position, how they feel, I guess. We're all out of contract, but I couldn't imagine what it's like being out of contract and not having a club to, go to and start those conversations.
Yeah.
So trying to rally around those girls as much as we can. But, yeah, I guess it's disappointing for the sport that we haven't been able to, get those contracts sorted, and hopefully I know the league's working as hard as they can to get the 8th licence, but I just hope that they can do it for those girls, most importantly.
I tell you what, being out of contract and being in the sort of form you're in isn't a bad position to be in, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, might be nice. Hopefully works in my favour.
I know. And now we've uncovered these wrists. And he makes her a more powerful commodity.
It all comes down to the salary cap, and when you don't know what's happening at the end of the year, and Netball Australia haven't put that out, you can't start in the negotiations. You don't know how much you're worth. You don't know where the offers are coming from, because the clubs can't then go and chase players either. So, it's a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
It is,
Let's hope that's resolved.
Oh,
all right.
Soon.
Well,
All right.
Good luck this weekend on
Sunshine,
Saturday
Coast
or
Lightning.
Sunday,
It's
whenever
Saturday,
it is.
definitely Saturday, everybody. Another week rolls around in the AFL circles, and now the attention on the East Coast in particular is gone to the Carlton Football Club, where they're saying the coach is under pressure and the ball's
Adam
going to change.
Simpson's thrilled.
Funny, like, they just got to move, you just got to pivot to the left.
Well, they've got to
or the
write
right.
so many stories. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they've got the pages to fill. And
But
that's
then
the way
again,
do
you
it.
know what? It really it just shines a light on. Since we spoke to Shaun Darcy about the stuff that's been written
that
about
they
him in the
made it up.
paper, and I don't believe any of these stories anymore. Shaun, I feel like sometimes the news is lying to us.
I know.
Oh, Nathan, what a revelation.
To sell
I can't believe you're
papers
just
to make us
finding this
watch.
out now.
Yeah.
And I feel like the rug's been pulled up from under me.
Yes, absolutely.
Next time you're going to tell me I can't blindly believe everything that's on the internet.
Next, we're going to tell you that the horoscopes aren't real.
Well,
Joanne M. Moore's were. The new guy is crap.
That
and
is
the West
certainly
Australian
pushing it.
should fire him. No, they should. I don't care what his personal situation
we don't
is.
believe whatever he has to say.
He sees it coming. He'll know if he's going to fire him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's written in the stars.
So that's on the East Coast. The pressure is on Carlton.
Is it warranted? Do you think it's warranted?
Yeah, they're underperforming.
Yeah, underperforming for the talent
and
they've
their
got.
forward line is not delivering. And even
can't
Jonathan
kick a
Brown.
goal.
And so this is it. So because people are paid to give their opinions, and even Jonathan Brown last night started saying on his show on the couch, where he was talking about Harry Mackay, who's their big power forward. At the start of the year, him and Charlie Curnow were kicking 1,000 goals each, and they're winning, and everyone's
They got
going,
the
oh my
yips.
God. And now they've got the yips, in particular this guy Harry. And last night he was saying the combination isn't working.
Right.
But it was at the beginning of the year.
Not that it's not working over the last couple of weeks, because Harry's kicking the ball out in the full all the time.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You've been in the game.
So what do you think? Do you think it's the combination not working, or they're just like individually having a horror run?
No, it's just Harry who's not kicking the bloody goals.
Would you keep faith in him, knowing what he's capable of?
You're paying $900,000 a year. You've got to keep faith in him.
They were levelling the same sorts of accusations at Luke Jackson. Not that. Remember, no action
Sean.
Jackson, and look at him now. He's the hero.
Just because
So
something
it's
costs a lot of
turnaround.
money doesn't mean it's good quality. Remember the guy that makes that pulled apart the handbags?
Oh, yes.
Remember?
I
And
used
remember
that
how much
example
money
time.
you've got.
Yeah. Oh, Natalie, you did
Do
jump
have
on
a-
this
What a
bandwagon.
coincidence, Natalie. I've noticed how much.
Yeah, jump
like
on this
oozes out of him,
bandwagon,
doesn't it?
Natalie
much.
Locke.
Like bullion.
Okay, moving on to the West Coast Eagles, because the mid-season draft takes centre place tomorrow, and a lot of people are saying, well, the Eagles, because they've got so many injuries at the back end, so they've got about 8 or 9 solid ones at the moment. Whether they put those guys on long-term injury lists, which allows them to pick up more players to play here and now.
Yeah.
But Adam Simpson says there's a little bit to that.
There's probably 4 to 5 players who are around 17, 18 return to play, and I want to keep that motivation still there. So, if, for example, Tommy Cole, to pull him out so we can put someone on the list means he can't come back this year, and I don't think we should do it to Tom.
Yeah, I mean, because
anyone
you're
else.
talking about quite experienced players versus guys that didn't get picked up in the
what?
draft last year.
I know,
right?
because people think it's a magic bullet.
No, it's not. I mean, these are rejects. These are the slops from the preseason draft, right?
Yes, that's a really harsh way of saying it, but yeah, they're not good enough.
Yes,
to
they
be
haven't
seen
been
in that
they
role.
haven't been drafted for a
No.
reason. These aren't the 18-year-old up and comers. These are the ones that didn't get picked up last time.
I do think it's really nice that because there are so many of the West Coast Eagles players injured, that these other people are getting to have a go of a game, and I think that's
Yes,
really
but like Mark
nice for
McGowan, they're
them.
getting a bit tired.
Yeah, no, but I
The
think
young
it's
bodies
nice.
getting
So
tired.
how many other AFL teams are going to have the people that never get a game
Yeah.
play proper games?
They're getting blooded. That's
So
for
I don't know
sure.
whether that down the track will help. I'm just trying to be positive.
Yeah, no, Nathan, a lot of people
You
saying
know?
there can be some positivity out of that.
You could see something. The
reality-
coaches could see something.
Well, for those guys,
during
they
a
end up
game.
their career, whatever, they may play
Yeah.
15 games or something. Well, they played 15
Well,
AFL
isn't that
games
good?
when they couldn't have played any.
Yeah.
But so that's that individual. From a club perspective, you're still going to get kicked to the can because you're not winning. Like
No,
50
that's right.
points on the weekend, everyone's gone,
Yeah.
it's an
So only
improvement.
50 points.
50 points.
Yeah, we'll take
okay.
it.
So, yeah, it's a bit to play out. But getting back, just a last comment on that preseason draft, Nat, and you're right, it should be for mature age people.
Yeah.
But what clubs are doing is they're taking an opportunity to go, oh, well, old mate is still only 19.
Yes.
We'll give them we'll give them a year at least.
Yes, to develop.
And it costs them bugger all.
Yeah.
So you are going to pick up a lot of young talent in
And I mean,
the
we all
event
remember
that they can get there in
last
5
year
years'
when
time.
West Coast picked up Jai Cully, and it was a great story because he was working in a chicken shop, and it's great. And he's played, so there's merit there. And I'm not saying that they're not talented footballers. Clearly they are. But yeah, they're not going to be the saviours of the club.
Oh, no, definitely.
What chicken joint was it?
Was
I
it
thought-
charcoal chicken?
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
Charcoal chicken. I've
chicken.
never had charcoal chicken. Have you? I always drive past it. There's one on Grand Prom. I always drove past,
Pop
but I've
in.
never been
Pop in,
compelled
mate.
to go in there. Well, I don't like my chicken burnt, so and it's in the name.
Do you like it red?
No, you're right, because that will make me sick. I do like to be treated with it.
that makes sense.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.